There's some common marks that we need to know when we're proofreading for a class and helping out peers with their editing. On this sheet, you're going to see a bunch of things that are highlighted. That will be the symbols we're going to use in class today when we're editing our peers' work. The first one you see is the backwards P with a line through it. What that means is you need to begin a new paragraph. You put that next to the spot where it needs to be, a new paragraph needs to be started. So for the example, it says he explained the rules of, and when you see that symbol, it means you should be indenting there and starting a new paragraph. The second one is pretty simple, capitalizing a lowercase letter. It's simply putting 3 lines below the word that needs to be capitalized, or letter needs to be capitalized. So in the example, it says Henderson Middle School. The middle should be capitalized, so they put 3 lines below it. If we want to change it to a lowercase letter, we just put a slash through it, like you see in the W here in winter. The next one is an upside down V or an arrow pointing in where you need to put a missing word, letter, or punctuation mark. You can see an example. It says, my friend Joe has a green car. The word has is being inserted between Joe and A, so they use the little arrow upside down V pointing to where it needs to be. The next one is called close up space, and it just basically is 2 round half circles that shows where you need to close up the space. When you look further down here, it says elongated E is deleting a word, letter, or punctuation mark. So for the example, it says Joy gave too many reasons. They want to delete the 2, so they use the elongated E there. One that's not highlighted we'll use is spelling. When you see a word that needs to be spelled or fixed for spelling, circle the letters S and P and put it next to the word that needs to be spelled correctly. Punctuation. Periods. When you need to add a period at the end of a sentence, you put the period there and circle it so it's noticeable and people can follow along and make the changes. When you do a comma, it's very much like inserting a word or letter. You use the upside down V and put the comma in between that V. So this is the example. Says, well, I'll give it a chance. The comma goes between well and I'll. Those are the different punctuation marks and different editing symbols that we'll use for this class. Now let's move on to Google Classroom. Let's see if I can find it here now. When we're using Google Classroom, it's pretty easy to edit our peers' work. If they share an assignment with you, the easiest way to do it is to click on the work and go to the little pen on the top right-hand side. When you see you can click there and it says editing or suggestions or viewing. When you're on editing, you're editing it directly. If you click on suggestions, anytime you make a change, where we have a double word where it says writing, if I want to delete that, if I make a change and delete that, it's going to show up on the right-hand side for the person to see the change that you made. Then they'll have to go through and either click the check mark or the X mark if they want to accept that or don't want to accept that. So I'll do that and show you like there. Okay, the other option we have is through Microsoft Word. Let's see if I can get it pull up here. In Microsoft Word, I have 2 words here again. It says in order. There's a couple things you can do. When you're on the home screen and starting out, this is what you're going to see. The first thing you need to know is if you see any red lines underneath your words or letters, you need to check and see what's going on with those words because they're not spelled right or it's a double word or there's something wrong with it. If you're editing for a peer, if you go up to review and click on review, the track changes button will be off and you can click on track changes. When you do that, it'll show up on the right-hand side similar to Google when you make changes. So if I'm going to delete that word because it's a double word, now it shows that I deleted that a few seconds ago, and they can go through and accept that or not accept that. So just a few things we're going to use in class when we are working on editing with our peers.